In this last video on naming chemical compounds, I'm going to go over writing chemical formulas for compounds containing polyatomic ions. Okay, so this is the last video in a series of 6 videos on naming chemical compounds. So when you're first starting out in naming compounds with polyatomic ions, it's important to refer to a table. So the table should tell you the names of the different polyatomic ions that are out there, the symbols for them, as well as the charges that each polyatomic ion has. Okay. So when writing the chemical formula, if you're given the IUPAC name, you have to consider the charges, and you have to use crossing over, so the crossover method that was seen in the previous videos. Okay, so in this video I'm also going to go over lots of examples. So starting with the first one here, we have copper 2 chloride. Okay, so we would start by writing the symbol for copper, so Cu, and so chloride has, if we look at this table, chloride has a charge of -1, and the copper here has a charge of +2. So we're going to have to use parentheses, so ClO3, and the subscript is going to be 2. Okay, so there are two chlorides for every copper. Going on to the next one, iron 3 bromate. So Fe for iron, and so iron has a +3 charge. Bromate has a -1 charge, so we're going to need 3 bromates. So BrO3. Okay, so there's going to be 3. So we put the bromate in parentheses, and outside of the parentheses we put a subscript of 3. Here we have potassium iodide. So so potassium has a charge of +1, and iodide has a charge of -1. So we don't need parentheses. Lithium permanganate. Okay, so lithium is Li. Permanganate has a charge of -1. Lithium has a charge of +1. So once again, it's a 1-to-1, so we don't need parentheses. So MnO4. Sodium phosphite. Sodium has a charge of +1. Phosphite has a charge of -3. Okay, so phosphite is over here, has a charge of -3. So to balance the -3 charge, we're going to need 3 sodiums, each having a charge of +1. So Na3PO3. Okay, next one we have magnesium perchlorate. Okay, so magnesium has a charge of +2. Perchlorate has a charge of -1. So we're going to need 2 perchlorates. So ClO4. Okay, and we're going to have two of them. Next one, silver acetate. So silver is Ag. It has a charge of +1. Acetate is let's see, it's over here. It has a charge of -1. Okay, so we don't need parentheses for it. So C2H3O2. lead is Pb. So lead 4 hydroxide. Hydroxide has a charge of -1. So in parentheses we put hydroxide, outside the parentheses a subscript of 4. Manganese 2 carbonate. So manganese has a charge of +2 in this case. And carbonate has a charge of -2. Okay, so it's just MnCO3. Ammonium hypochlorite. Ammonium has a charge of +1. It's NH4. Hypochlorite is ClO. It has a charge of -1. Mercury 2 peroxide. So mercury has a charge of +2, and peroxide has a charge of -2. Okay, so we would have HgO2. Zinc sulfide. So zinc generally has, so zinc will have a charge of +2. So let's just check that. So zinc is, yes, right? So zinc is over here, can only have a charge of +2. So we would have and sulfite. Sulfite has a charge of -2. Okay, so we won't need parentheses then. Lastly, we have platinum 4 perbromate. Okay, so platinum is Pt, has a charge of 4. Perbromate has a charge of -1, so we're going to need 4 of them. Okay, so BrO4, and then a subscript of 4. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please give it a like. And if you haven't watched the previous videos in this series, have a look at them as well. In the previous videos I went over naming ionic compounds, molecular compounds, compounds with multivalent metals in them. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed these videos, also please subscribe to my channel.